our local news bulletin. I am Leonora Jawala. First, the top stories. Professor David J. Francis nominated for 8th African Peace Leadership Summit and honors. Health Accountability Consortium engaged civil society groups across the country on resource mobilization and institutional capabilities.
Indeed, why we are here, to be able to ensure that we move beyond the conventional resource mobilization drives, because the essence of providing us this level of support through the Open Society Initiative for West Africa.
Ukel Commercial Bank Ecotourism Projects clocks 3.
In my shaka, we don't get this area where we plant trees. You say the environment you want for reserve trees where they don't cut down for that erosion and things like
And in sports, the Southern Arena Stadium project reaches 60% completion. All this making the headlines. Now the news in detail. Professor David J. Francis, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, is among 4 heads of state in Africa nominated for the 8th Pan-African Peace Leadership Summit and honors, slated for August this year in Abuja, Nigeria, in honor of his excellent leadership and his outstanding performance as a role model on capacity building, and to be decorated with the honor of UN Sustainable Development Goal humanitarian icon of peace by the IPGC Africa, while he is to deliver a speech on the theme of the event, the role of inclusive governance towards consolidating peaceful coexistence in Africa. Abdulrahman Kamara compiled this report, read by Hassan Kuruma.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Professor David J. Francis, will be honored for his excellence in leadership and outstanding role model performance on capacity building. He will also be decorated with the honor of UN SDG humanitarian icon of peace by UN IPGC Africa. The minister will deliver a speech on the theme of the event, the role of inclusive governance toward consolidating peace coexistence in Africa. On the 30th April 2021, His Excellency Brigadier General retired Dr. Julius Maada Bio appointed Professor David J. Francis as the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Before he was appointed Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Francis served as the first Chief Minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone since May 2018. As a Chief Minister, he served as one of the principal advisors to the President. He was responsible for the supervision, monitoring, coordination, and performance management of 28 ministries of the government of Sierra Leone. As a senior cabinet minister, the Chief Minister served as a member of the National Security Council, National Defense Council, member of the Economic Management Team, the National Investment Board, member of Cabinet Subcommittees, and member of the Presidential Task Force of COVID-19, National Preparedness and Response. In his capacity as Chief Minister, Professor Francis chaired and led several high-level government of Sierra Leone negotiation processes with international, multilateral and private sector agencies and institutions. Before joining government, Professor Francis was the head of the world-renowned Department of Peace Studies and director of the John and Eleanor Ferguson Center for Africa Studies at the University of Bradford in the United Kingdom. He served as Commissioner for the UK Commonwealth Scholarship Commission. Also, he held the UNESCO Chair of African Peace and Conflict Studies at the University of Bradford. Professor Francis held a research professional chair in African Peace and Conflict Studies, the first ever to be established at a leading UK university. Professor Francis has published more than 11 books and more than 50 journal articles, book chapters, and commissioned policy papers. Some of his published work include Peace, Democracy and Development in Africa, Adonis and Abbey Publishers, London, July 2020, African Peace Militaries War, Peace and Democratic Governance, UN Cooperative Peacekeeping in Africa, Ashgate 2005, The Politics of Economic Regionalism, Sierra Leone in ECOWAS, Ashgate 2001. As a distinguished international academic, senior policy advisor and consultant for more than 25 years, Professor Francis successfully supervised 6 doctoral completions, 14 PhD, doctorate external examinations in the UK, Europe, North America and Africa, as well as more than 50 master dissertation supervision. Professor Francis has served as a consulted for numerous governments, intergovernmental agencies, EU and Commonwealth, and vital UN agencies like UNAMSIL Sierra Leone, UNMIL Liberia, UNESCO on Peace Education, UNHCR on internally displaced persons in Liberia, the ECOWAS Early Warning Mechanism and National Early Warning System, African Union, African Peer Review Mechanism, and the AU Post-Conflict Reconstruction and Development. Professor David J. Francis is among the 4 heads of state in Africa nominated for the 8th Pan-African Peace Leadership Summit and Honors, slated for August this year in Abuja, Nigeria. Others are President Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya and President Felix of the Democratic Republic of Congo. He has been nominated for the award as Humanitarian Icon of Peace for his pragmatic leadership and creation of peace and unity. For Star News in Freetown, compiled by Abdulrahman Kamara, read in our studios by Hassan Kuruma.
In a bid to enhance the financial capabilities of civil society groups, Health Accountability Consortium, comprising of Health Alert, WashNet and BAN, concludes a 2-day workshop for 65 civil society groups across the country on resource mobilization and institutional capabilities at the Civil Servant Training College, Tower Hill in Freetown. Alfie Baghi compiled this report, read by Hassan Kuruma.
This 2-day workshop on resource mobilization for civil society, attracting 65 civil society organizations across the country, according to Musa Ntumana Soko, Team Lead Health Accountability Consortium. It's aimed at equipping the targeted civil societies on mechanism on how to generate resources at a time when donor partners are back on their funding to CSO, adding that as a result of the broad operational areas they operate in, it is therefore imperative that alternative resource mobilization is instituted.
This is indeed why we are here, to be able to ensure that we move beyond the conventional resource mobilization drives, because the essence of providing us this level of support through the Open Society Initiative for West Africa is to be able to look at, look beyond the comfort zone. How do we ensure we get civil society to look into potential sources? And one of those potential sources, for example, we'll have to look at crowdfunding. Crowdfunding, which basically is mostly an online crowdfunding platform where, for example, you go on GoFundMe, you go on Global Giving, you go on, Giving Way, and a whole lot of other platforms. We also look at donations. We also look at foundations, and trust.
Victor Lansana Kuruma, Executive Director of Health Alert, noted that participants are going to be taught on how to develop concept notes and budget proposal, stating that this will help enhance their institutional capabilities, stressing the need for transparency and accountability within civil society space as a sine qua non for democratic tenets.
It is very key. Many a times CSOs bash on government, holding government accountable. But what we fail to realize is that as CSOs, we too need to be accountable. Mark you, all resources that are coming to this country, from donors or wherever it's coming from, apart from your own private money that you get from your pocket, are public funds. The Anti-Corruption ACC Commission or Act 2019 or 2018 clearly states that every money that comes through donors or whatever are public funds. So part of this training is to let CSO understand what are public funds. So public financial management is extremely very key so that CSOs are able to understand that the resources that they are receiving are public funds, and hence they need to account for them. I mean, transparency, accountability is extremely key, and it's a two-way approach. It's not only about government, it's also about you, the CSOs. How do we hold ourselves accountable? These resources we are handling, they are on behalf of the people.
Zipporah Hawa Moriba, Executive Director, Girls Movement, emphasized that she has been able to learn new ways of fundraising.
Well, I believe this training is really important because I've been able to get some concepts around, how to prepare my budgets, activities, and to give information to the key stakeholders that I'm working with in my community. Of course, that is very key. That is why we have the HR policy, we have the procurement policies, and of course they've been able to re-explain on how we could enhance that in our different organizations.
Health Accountability Consortium is made up of WashNet, Budget Advocacy Network, and Health Alerts. For Star TV News in Freetown, compiled by Alfie Barry, read in our studios by Hassan Kuruma.
The Wokel Commercial Bank Ecotourism Project, which is aimed at sustainable tree planting in different parts of the country, will clock exactly 3 years in the third week of July this year. On the 21st of July, the bank will celebrate the third anniversary of their tree planting effort to encourage Sierra Leoneans and other institutions to engage in a similar venture as a way to prevent or mitigate the consequences of climate change. George Elliott Sam has more and in our reports.
3 years ago, the Wokel Commercial Bank partnered with a local non-governmental organization, Keeping Up Alive, to plant trees along the Bo-Mashaka Highway. This was part of the bank's effort to promote biodiversity and ecotourism in Sierra Leone. As widely anticipated, the trees have grown to become an imposing landmark in an area that had completely lost its forest cover, courtesy of decades of deforestation. On the 21st of July 2022, the bank will celebrate the third anniversary of the tree planting efforts to encourage Sierra Leoneans and other institutions to engage in a similar venture as a sure way to prevent or mitigate the catastrophic or consequences of climate change. The bank, which has repositioned itself as a leader in the financial sector, has remained highly committed to its corporate social responsibility. The spearway trees at Petfu, Kangalop, have not only come to accumulate this commitment, but have equally placed the Wokel Commercial Bank as a worthy contributor in government efforts to promote responsible and sustainable environmental protection for Sierra Leone. The bank's marketing department head, Mariam Ajajua, believes the bank investment in biodiversity and ecotourism will serve as a wake-up call to all and sundry as we redefine our relationship with the environment. She said there is existential relevance in protecting our environment and that the threat posed by poor environmental management must be alerted by an equilibrium between our daily needs and what nature provides. She further stated that as part of their effort to complement the effort of the Central Bank, Bank of Salone, in the financial inclusion drive, they have decided also to open an account for those who are working in the field with a collaboration from the non-governmental organization Keeping Hope Alive.
Well, my shaka, we don't get this area where they plant trees. Say the environment we want for reserve trees where they don't cut down for erosion and things and all for things. So, want for come at the same time, so in a bank, as much as we the environment we want for the people that with financial inclusion. So the people that they work at this particular environment, be able to talk to them from where they can open accounts so that then will be part and parcel of what we do. This train where they go not to one green, we need other people that will come on board, especially people that are within a village, the outskirts of Freetown, and that we can do. Once we go for no commercial bank, now bank we different is a bank of choice, it's just different. We just see and thought it fit that not to just for Sedona office, we go for be part and parcel of the environment, climate change, things that may happen, people that they cut tea. So if we say for Kamla, we part and parcel for build the country so that we don't get disaster with the happen on the other side. That's what we say for part and parcel. don't want to sit down at office no more. Let we come out into the fresh air, let we get some fresh breeze and get beautiful trees around me so that we all will live a better life. Let me for say, you within a village, you say, come, you get bank, because right now we plan for get an agency now, we partner, Hope, keeping Hope alive. Except an account holder, he thought it fits that in employees and in the environment, the people already you go talk to them when they come and they that and parcel. They will not be like I say we just kind of we go will not be include them and wait till we do. We banking, we main core business when I be banking customers and money them. Like this one they go out and I say okay I go to put every month 10,000. You still say it's small, 10 loans, but now but money than the for them. So for the encourage them, people are the time say that every month they can put 3 years I go to do small. So I tell you I don't say the week they done the month they do I go don't get small money. So then kind what they do one for your for people let them know say yes, their stuff can be part and parcel of this financial inclusion on the page.
In case you just joined us, you're watching the local news bulletin here on Star TV. Now, AfriCell Sierra Leone has launched the PayAfaf phone loan service. The launching ceremony took place at the headquarters before Sinfra Town. Here's Roger Sam again with more.
One of the leading mobile financial services in Sierra Leone, AfriMoney, has launched one of its kind promotion tagged PayAfaf. The promotion called PayAfaf will enable customers to purchase a new Samsung A Galaxy phone at a very reasonable cost. While speaking, Matson Obanjo Ajayi, the director of AfriMoney, described the PayAfaf as a new promotion that enables AfriCell subscribers who will meet certain criteria will be eligible to purchase the Samsung A smartphone, which they can pay via AfriMoney on a monthly installment. He also said AfriCell subscribers above 18 years and who have been with them for over 3 months will be eligible for the promotion. He pointed out that the services will be available as long as the stock is available, adding that subscribers will purchase the phone on an installment plan for themselves and their loved ones.
It's really important that we put the tool which is used for the main communication, make it as affordable as possible. So today we have collaborated with Samsung to bring you a special promotion that we call the PayAfaf. So this is the Samsung PayAfaf. That's what I'm going to talk about today. In Africa today, the mobile phone is the most used device and it is the most watched screen. So it comes as no surprise that many phone companies are trying as much as possible to lower the cost of the device, and also each device needs to be connected, and to be connected to this global village that we are in our world today, you need affordable, cheap, reliable internet, and that is what AfriCell brings onto the table. Now, the availability of the phone and the availability of the connectivity, which is the internet thereof, both of them have to come together in a format that allows a customer to pay in a seamless and affordable way. That's where AfriMoney comes in to provide the platform that allows the customer to be able to make payment by installment while they still enjoy the use of the phone on a daily basis. That forms the basis of the PayAfaf. Who qualifies to have access to this Samsung AfriCell PayAfaf product? First of all, the customer must be 18 years and above, which is the age of consent. The customer at the minimum should have been on the network for 3 months and longer and must have been using our services, data, voice, and AfriMoney. And then a certain criteria is set. Once the customer meets that criteria, especially for using data, voice, and AfriMoney services, the eligibility criteria is met for the customer to qualify to get the phone. There are 2 forms of installment payments, and there's one for 6 months and there's one for 9 months. So depending on your financial capability, you choose either of them that works for you. We want to make it as flexible as possible, looking at the dire financial situation in which the world finds itself.
The Chief Corporate Affairs Officer, Joe Abbas Bangura, said they want to make it possible for people to get access to AfriCell facilities. He said the strategy will help to increase the use of data, and the more data, it will help to improve the GDP of the country. Joe Abbas went further to state that with a payment plan, people will be able to purchase valuable assets with 5 or 8 months of payment to follow depending on whether 6 or 9 month plan, affordable cost with a long valid pay plan.
Studies have been carried out over times and over again that proves that there's a connection between mobile penetration and growth of economies. GDP, which is how you measure the growth, the production, what a country in its products and services, the value of its products and services annually, and it's been proven that there's a direct link. The more you have people the more people you have using mobile phones who hadn't had access before, leads to a growth in the economy, and actually they put the figures to that to say 10% increase in mobile penetration in a developing market would increases the factor of productivity by 4.2 percentage points. And it's also said that even if you just double the data use, if you double data usage, it leads to an increase in GDP per capita of 0.5%, and the 10% increase in 3G penetration increases per capita growth by 0.15%. That's a big leap. So the more you get people using mobile phones, and the increased use of data drives the economy. Now, so how do you do this? And so a couple of the stuff we've shared in the past in terms of what AfriCell is doing to position itself. AfriCell Afrimon is to be able to make sure the infrastructure is out there. Massive expansion that we're doing in places where people didn't used to have access to mobile phones. We're building new sites all over the place. Huge and ambitious programs we've run this year and in the previous years to make sure more people are able to have access.
For Star News in Freetown, I am George Elliott Sam.
And to round up a news bulletin, let's see what's happening in the sporting world. Now, according to the Turkish engineer, the ongoing Southern Arena Stadium is about 60% complete. Wilton Journal sports correspondent has more for you.
Recreational facility has been a big challenge in the history of Sierra Leone football and other sports and disciplines. Philanthropist, businessman, chairman Bull Rangers Football Club, Babadi Kamara, is constructing a 6,000 football stadium in the southern region of the country. According to Mohamed Akson, the chief engineer constructing the country's first indigenous football stadium, said the stadium has reached 60% of its completion, and this will be one of the best stadiums in the world. He made this disclosure on Sunday, 17 July 2022, during an interview and a side tour by Star Television sports team.
%80 oranında işi tamamladık.
Say, like you can say, the work almost come to an end. So they start to now, they don't do a lot anyway. They're not going to give the exact.
Şu an sadece işimiz bu piç araya kaldı ve
They said the only work
tribün altındaki odalar kaldı. Onları yapıyoruz.
inside the pavilions and the pitch area.
So what are we expecting a conclusion?
Yani sonunda ne bekliyoruz?
Şu an burada işlerimiz devam ediyor. Burayı zemini hazırlamadık. Zemin hazırlığı tamamladıktan hemen sonra piç araya başlayacağız.
They say for now the work will go on. They don't start here it because the pitch area. They don't start on it because it rain right now and the people that wait for the job will come it. So when they come, they will continue.
He added the Southern Arena Stadium project is an initiative of the business guru. He is a philanthropist who serves as chairman of Bull Rangers Football Club, Babadi Kamara, who is the first Sierra Leonean to embark on these developmental projects. This project, which started 6 months ago, is almost in the completion stage. The engineer Mohamed Axel has assured of great footballing facility when the construction is completed. According to some football stakeholders, journalists, this is a good initiative by the businessman who serves as chairman for Bull Ranger Football Club. This will be very useful to Sierra Leone, not only the club as a whole, or the individual Babadi Kamara.
It's a very good thing we can for the Southern Arena Stadium. If you look here, so this is for the media, as long as I'm from the one within here. And then we see the cover stand in the center, and this house is also the cover stand. We see the post stand, we don't see 2 scoreboard and also the floodlights. Honestly, I think this is a very good thing to provide the division as a whole. And this, years before, when you picking a several ball, the one is so picking a several ball, we all go for the car watching game now. So I think this is a very good development to work for applaud, waiting about the issue.
At least this, I think he talks say the action speak more than the words speaking. You say we all done born at this country for years back. I mean, if one person can able to do this as a lawyer, if we get many other Australians then for do the same thing, I mean, it's not impossible in Abuja no more. Other Australians for inculcate this one and other parts of the country. At least that way for limit a lot of other things, and we're not going to talk now. Even if we want to send any other competition now, for the fact that we get 2, 3, 4 stadiums in the country, we will send any other competition. For host Nations Cup, you don't need to get 10 stadiums. If you get 10 Kenya in 6 standard one, you can host Nations Cup. So this is a very good step everybody don't do in this country. Let other Australians back, let it do the same.
As a journalist, I think this is now one of the best things in terms of football development in the country. Where I just take it all. I think say it's very much good for them. We see say this development they take place, and I would like to say kudos to the man we initiate and also we don't need to say Ibiu and Babadi Kamara. This now a particular project we other Sierra Leoneans need for emulate because from waiting I don't see so far, I think I'm very much impressed, and kudos to Babadi Kamara.
Thank you, Ilse. We can go, we pay a visit at the site beside the Southern Arena Stadium. As we don't talk to the engineer, I don't make them very, very clear. And this is a standard stadium, capacity of 6,200 VIP seats. And also, he say it will be the best in Africa. They don't construct a lot of stadium there. Senegal, Somalia, to name but few, but this could be the best ever where they don't construct. And now 11 already can pitch the artificial pitch. People that will come very soon when the rain goes on season. That's a very good initiative taken by Mr. Babadi Kamara. But see how best it will come and give your contribution towards nation building.
We don't care from the starting of this particular project until now, and I see a lot of good things in them. We like now, if you watch now the Southern Arena, we get to scoreboard. When I come this now, the very first time for the Apple Salon for now get such kind stadium. So now a good one, and one for say plenty thank you to Babadi Kamara and the rest of the other guys them who they work here, you know, for ensure that this particular project almost they reach the conclusion.
This wonderful host you and to say progress on the take place because I get one believing say the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their belief, and this they serve as a legacy when it comes to national development. For there is somebody when I see a union stand firm for CC and make something where all other Sierra Leonean and even other teams that we get for common or other different African countries or Europe continent or make we get a standard stadium outside national and international game they play. And since from when they start to now, you see there is a progress within the ongoing.
We don't see the ongoing construction, 60% work don't be done according to the engineer. You don't get the message, the optimism from different journalists and stakeholders in the environment. This is unprecedented. We mean say not the first step. We see a Sierra Leone develop a stadium. We expect the government of Sierra Leone and other meaningful Sierra Leoneans will copy from Witi Babadi will start for this one. work still in progress. Now 6,000 people have never watched game now. We will benefit the country as a whole. We hope say other people will do more than this in the future. From the Southern Stadium in Bo, in Haiti, John the report for Star Television, Mikawaka, and the ongoing construction stadium.
And those are all the stories we have for you today in a local news bulletin 5. Thank you so very much for watching. I am Leona Rajola. Stay with us if you can.